Oh, what's up, demons and demonettes? Tis I, Traxy Demon Queen, and today we're talking about Arena. But before we get into it, as always, toss a like and subscribe down below. New week, new Arena defense. I'm actually going to give you two defenses. The one that was fairly popular on the Pioneer server, and one that I came up with using the latest hero to hit AFKJourney Athalia. Alrighty, let's go in and we're going to take a look. So the first one you are seeing here is the defensive record for the new defense. That's right, this is the Satrana defense. It makes use of Satrana's new enhanced force. It makes her a much better hero. She already had a great combo ability with a Brining, so this defense is pretty decent. I would say it might give some people some problems. It definitely took us a while to figure out. As you can see, we're running it with Blazing. So we have a Bonnie, Dunlinger, Satrana, Igor, and Taylene, right? So if you need an idea for a defense, this is not too bad. As you can see, Brining managed to beat it. Now, we only did get a 75% win rate, so we did get a 25% here. So we did have one successful defense once he figured out his comp to beat it, right? So let's go ahead. We'll take a look at the formation, and I'll talk about a tweak we could make. Now, we do have a slight Paragon advantage. One of the issues I do have with this defense, and I was a little afraid to run, is because these aren't my best heroes, right? I'm sure a lot of people don't have Satrana built up or Igor built up, right? So I had to go ahead and take them from plus 10 and push them to plus 20 for this defense, but they're both kind of still just sitting there at Paragon 2. We're still 4 copies away from a Paragon 4 Bonnie at this time, so she'll be getting there very, very soon. Probably when we get that monthly reset, right? So we should have finally get our Paragon 4 Bonnie if we can get some decent pulls. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll take a look at the formation. As you can see, here is the formation code. I will post this in the description below. Right, so we have a Bonnie, Satrana, Taylene, Igor, and Dunlinger, right? Now, one of the tweaks I was thinking we could make to this team is that we could swap Bonnie and Satrana here. You can also see that we're running a Blazing. We could also try swapping a Blazing for Confining Spell. Maybe get a little bit extra, like, control on the enemies. And just here we get the defensive stats, and we get the Fireball. With Confining, we get the control aspect, right? No sense running in Lightning anymore. The days of Enlightening spell are over. You have too many rear targeting heroes. You have heroes like Siren that just flat out cancel it out. So it's not really worth running Enlightening teams anymore at this point. You can run them on offense if your opponent is not running Siren or Bonnie on defense. But yeah, the days of Enlightening are kind of over, I'm gonna say. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll take a look and we'll see it in action. We'll take 2 looks at it. We'll see what it looks like when it successfully defends, and we'll see what happens when it fails. And we'll talk about why I was thinking about swapping Bonnie and Satrana. So as you can see, we have our Bonnie and Satrana on the side. Bonnie kind of like blocks Satrana in. So the problem there you could see is that a Lily May just insta deletes our Bonnie. Which is a problem. So who would we rather lose in that case? I would have probably rather have lost the Satrana, but we still managed to get the win. You can see Igor just being annoying. So by Igor staying alive, right, that allows our Taylene to kind of keep reviving and coming back. So that's kind of like I would say, like, the key combo of the team. But that is the comp that he managed to beat it with, and we do get to see, I don't remember if it's this one or another one, but Scarlita actually gets to kind of like do her thing, right? So you see our Satrana in this one does live, and she kind of does her thing over here, and she's just generally being annoying over on the side. But we lost Brining, which is a problem. So you see, Scarlita crashed down and sent everybody flying, right? So Scarlita kind of been on the bench for the past, I don't know how many months, sorta kind of making a comeback as of late due to a meta shift. So we might actually start seeing more of her. Well, we'll have to wait and see for that one. But that's that defense. Let's go ahead, let's take a look and talk about the latest defense that I came up with. That, as you can see, was pretty solid this past reset and has been giving Brownie tons of problems. And that is the defense that uses Athalia, because she is an amazing arena hero. She just does so much damage. Any softies, she just kind of like insta-deletes them, right? So she goes after the highest damaging target, but her vengeance charge with the initial cooldown being reduced, and it's usually by the second vengeance charge. Once she gets that off, that's kind of like her key feature. It's not the fact that she keeps fighting through death, like she persists deaths. No, it's her vengeance charge. That thing is just amazing. It deletes heroes left and right. Now, her ult ability is also very, very good, but she doesn't need it a lot. I'm finding she just doesn't get that ability, just doesn't seem to go off, and that's even after getting that initial energy burst, right? So we're gonna take a look. It is going to be Confining Spell, and then it's Athalia, Kaylin, Siren, Ludovic, and Lily May. And as you can see, poor Lily May, as good as she used to be, is that she's kind of dropped off. She's only 3rd place in damage overall. So she does have the ability to do a lot of damage, and she is a really strong arena hero. We're heavily relying on Athalia's damage, but we're kind of utilizing, right, that counter of Lily May. Siren's Yukin ability that he shuts down the initial artifact for 8 seconds of the fight, which can be up to half of a fight. Even more, maybe 2/3 of a fight, depending on how long it goes. I think the squad goes a little bit longer because we do have a little bit of a stall factor with Kaylin and Ludovic working together. Now, we could always slot in a Dunlinger for Lily May. I have just been leaning in to running Lily May, and I saw an interesting interaction that may have just upped Lily May's value for me, and I'll point that out in a later video. But let's take a look at the formation, and we'll see how that works. Alright, so here we see we have Athalia on the side. This way she is protected from most heroes. We have Kaylin up front. He's gonna take and like things like Slovenia, all that annoying stuff. We have set up so Rainer swap's not really gonna work. We got Ludovic here, and then Siren here. Again, these heroes unaffected, and being together, they add that really like big survivability, right? So even if they hit Kaylin hard at the first, he's going to get that big heal right off the bat from Ludovic, right? Or he's just so tanky at this level that he can take those big hits. So if they run like a Dunlinger with a Cure Lock, which Brownie loves, because that's what he uses to counter my Ludovic, because a Ludovic is the best support right now in Arena. He overtook Damien, just I would say this patch, just because what I'm seeing a lot with Damien is his cart is 1, too slow, and B, has become a very, very squishy. Like Athalia can just like instant delete that cart. It's crazy, right? So we have a Lily May in the back here doing Lily May stuff. Again, unaffected at the start of battle, unaffected at the start of battle, unaffected at the start of battle, unaffected at the start of battle. So Aaron Comp's not really going to be effective here. even if they go ahead and try to protect their Aaron with a Lily May, the only hero that's not protected at the beginning of battle is going to be Athalia. But if they did run an Aaron comp, right, where is she getting pulled into? She's getting pulled probably into here, so she's going to get pulled into that Caitlyn bubble, and she's going to be fine. Now, the reason why I like running these two together, especially with a Dunlinger out there, is that Caitlyn kind of on his own protects against Curlock, and if they don't run Curlock, then we do have the Ludovic heals, and we have enough damage with Athalia that we can burn through anything. Then we kind of have a Siren as a win condition, and a Lily May just being a Lily May. Again, we're running Confining here. I like it better than Blazing. You can always try it with a Blazing. Just no point in running and Lightning anymore at this point. It's just not worth it. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's take a look and see how it looks in action. So let's see what Brownie's first attempt looks like. So as you can see, he's got a Lily May, a Scarletta, Tassie, a Dunlinger, and a Vala, right? Because that worked against, I think, my last team. So he's probably said, okay, well, let me try this out. I've got it set here. Let's see how it does. And again, Tassie, a very, very strong hero. And then Lily, obviously, to counter our Siren's ult, because Siren will ult before Athalia, if Athalia even gets to ult at all. So, as you can see, she's going to go after the biggest damage dealer, which in that case at the start of the fight was Dunlinger. So she goes right into Caitlyn's shield. But they just kind of start deleting heroes left and right. As you can see, she just ran through someone there. So we forced Scarletta to crash early, does nothing. Now we just got Tassie up in between a Lily May. We've got Tassie on shutdown, so no really like Tassie ult. She's not able to get the Ludovic's healing, and it's just a matter of time before we burn down and kill the enemy Tassie. So that one worked pretty well, right? So let's take a look and see how it does against Harak. Again, he's running a Lily. Obviously, you want to run either a Dunlinger or a Lily. He's going with somebody a little bit more tanky. He's got the extra shielding from Hugin. Hugin being Brownie's probably favorite arena hero at this time, where mine is Caitlyn. So let's kind of like see how this goes when they run Harak. So we have Harak over here on the side. Yeah, see, Athalia just deletes him. She makes sure she dispenses justice very quickly on Harak. Hypergean scum that he is. And we just kind of delete the rest of the team. As you can see, he did get stunned there, which is nice. We got Siren there for the stun. For the frontmost hero, right? So he's probably going to grab Harak or Freyesto. That's fine. Alrighty, so let's see. What did Brownie run here? Alright, so here you can see he's running Igor. Now, there are two known counters for Athalia, or that at least give Athalia problems in Arena. That is going to be Thorn, and that is going to be Igor. The thing is, I think the issue is that Igor here is too low to be effective, right? Paragon 1 against an almost all Paragon 4 team is not really going to cut it. Yes, he got away with it with Scarletta in the other comp, but he's only like a +5 Igor. That's Paragon 1. That's probably not going to cut it. Not against all these beefy crown heroes, right? We're probably going to crown a Ludovic at the end of the season. I think he's just that good. The only thing is if we get Shamira, and she's just a pure beast, right? And we gotta crown her. But let's take a look and see what happens here. So this time Athalia runs off to the side. She ends up over here. So you can see she's taking damage. But she gets that big heal from Ludovic. She gets her ult off. Instant deletes Freyesto. And we know Freyesto is super tanky. And she just boom, one shots and deletes him. The power of Crown Athalia. So it's like, while Igor is last man standing there, doesn't really get the chance to do much. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these later ones. So here he tries to run a Dunlinger, probably running him with a Cure Lock to shut it down. So let's see how it goes here. Yep, see, I see Cure Lock. He's got it on Haywin. The problem, I don't like Haywin for Arena. I think she's too slow in the current meta, where kind of like everything is like super fast and the fights don't last that long, right? So she's not doesn't even get a chance to ult. She's just about to get that ult off, and then they finally get to her and finish her off. Too slow of a hero, even at Paragon 4 with the extra energy. She needs something else. Maybe if he had like the twins and had her in the twins, then she would be viable, but then she's not going to be able to easily get that Cure Lock. So yeah, that's rough. All right, so here's the big one. Right now we get to see Bonnie, one of the most devastating arena heroes in action against this team. Right, so he's got that Igor. He's trying to counter Athalia with the Igor, even though his Igor is only, poor Igor over here, only Paragon 1. I'm only 6 out of 9 for getting him to Paragon 3. Well, I'm hoping to get him to Paragon 3 soon. So we'll see, because he is a really good hero, and he is starting to like make a comeback now that like Scarlita's out of the mix a little bit. But we do have Cryo, who's a counter for Igor. Anyway, we're gonna notice a great interaction on this fight, and something that I think increases the Lily May value here. So let's go ahead and let's take a look and see it in action. All right. Now you'll notice if you look at my side of the board, there's no debuff. That's because Lily May, the rearmost facing hero, dodges the aging arrow at the start of battle, right? And it just kind of cascades downhill from there. So we remove her key feature. Again, Siren is always going to eat that first Lily May counter, just because he is almost always going to be the first hero on the team, or at least this team, to get their ult off. So again, let's go ahead, we can take a look at that in action again. So Bonnie goes to the back here. So Athalia goes, now we can watch Athalia over to the side. So she does her vengeance charge. She deletes Bonnie and a Lily May in a one attack, right? She ults and finishes off the Dunlinger. She just deletes Igor, and then she goes over and squishes Tassie like a bug. I think that was Tassie. No, it was Kaywin. So she squished Kaywin like a bug. Alright, so yeah, that's the latest team that I've come up with. I'm hoping to get a few days out of this team. Maybe we could get like more than a few days out of this team. Athalia is a really nasty hero. I expect to see Brownie throwing Thorn my way, and expect in another day or two to see where Brownie manages to finally beat the defense. But maybe we could get a week out of it at most. I mean, that's probably like a long shot. And then we'll maybe try some other things. Like I said, we can always try getting Dunlinger in there. Maybe we could try something with Athalia and Tassie. Athalia, Tassie, Tailin. That's something that's also a possibility. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Good luck on your arena teams, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!